What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? I'm not going to be on here long. I just wanted to come in and say a few things about what is going on in this world right now. So first and foremost, I'm going to start off with this shutdown. Now, those of you who know me, you know I live in the DMV area. And so not to say that our area is hit more than others, but we have a large number of government workers in this area, whether it be state or federal. Now, the federal government workers are the ones that are being hit. But I just think that, and I know this is radical, and I know this is easy for me to say on the outside looking in, but I really, truly feel like that these people need to, hey girl, what's up? Happy Friday, Lady V. I said this on my Facebook page. I was like, every single one of them federal workers need to go to, if they're in this area and they can go to Capitol Hill, go to their congressman's door with a copy of their bills and drop it there. That's what I think should happen. And all of these government workers that they're telling them they have to show up for work because they're essential workers, but they're not going to get paid. What happens if none of them show up? They can't fire all of them. They can't fire all of them. You can't fire 800,000 people. So if they're talking about, and I mean, granted, I know it will hurt me, for example, taxes. They're making all the tax people, well, not all, they're making a lot of those tax people come in so they can do these taxes, right? But what if they just didn't show up? I saw where they are starting to show up on Capitol Hill. They are starting to show up at these people's doorsteps. But y'all, I know faxing is outdated. People don't really fax no more. But let me tell you what I would do. I would fax a copy of every single damn bill I had. And if 800,000 people do it for every single one of their congressmen, whoo, honey. See, here's the thing. I see you, Lady V. She said Trump probably wants them to not show up. And Trump doesn't give a damn. Let's be clear. Trump does not give a damn because Trump cannot wrap his brain around someone who lives paycheck to paycheck. Hell, even 2 or 3 paychecks to 2 or 3 paychecks. Most people do not have, they say you're supposed to have 6 months worth of your bills saved up. But here's the thing. It takes a while to even get to that point. Even if you have 1 month worth of bills saved up or 2 months worth of bills saved up, these people are about to miss their second paycheck. And it's right after Christmas. And let's be real. We can talk all the shit we want to talk. Most people overspend during the holidays. We all do it. And living in this city where every 6 months it seems like they're talking about a shutdown, it probably didn't stop anybody from shopping or spending any kind of way because people get shut down all the time and then they get their money and then life moves on. Or they threaten to shut down and at the last minute they make a deal. So most people coming off the holidays and you missing 2 paychecks, that's ridiculous. Girl, I'm telling you, they need to drop them bills. I saw an article where a bunch of the janitors and house staff did that for the Capitol. They showed up and they took a copy of their bills. I'm telling y'all, fax them. Let's do an old school style. Let that fax machine start blowing up. I bet you half them fax machines ain't even been on, but they're going to start paper just going to be coming out. They're going to be like, what is that noise? Remember that fax machine noise back in the day? They could be like, what is that noise? All the millennials in there don't know what a fax machine is. Be like, bloop, 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 bloop. Let that paper start flying out there. Because at the end of the day, the people that are going to have to stop this shutdown is going to have to be the congressmen, right? The House of Representatives and Senate. Now, the House of Representatives have voted 8 times to end the shutdown. But every time it goes to the Senate floor, Mitch McConnell shuts it down. Fuck Donald Trump. That's who people need to be going after, and they are. People are going after, you see my girl, what's her name? Cortez, the congressman from New York. She went down there looking for Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell was hiding from her ass. Let me tell you something. That's who people need to get to. Because if the bill hits the floor and it's voted on, it's probably going to pass. Donald Trump can veto it, and there's enough votes in the Senate to override his veto because you got enough Republicans now who are like, I ain't down on this cross with him. I ain't down on this cross with him. And Mitch McConnell knows that if it hits the floor, it's going to probably pass, and that's why he's blocking it from hitting the floor. Mitch McConnell, just let the shit go to the floor. Let them vote on it. Now, if they vote and it gets voted down, okay. But let them vote on it. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on the shutdown. I think that everybody needs to just not fucking show up for work. And then they need to go to wherever their local state house is. The people in this area will go to the Capitol. But if you living in another part of the country, go to your local state house, take your bills down there and drop it at the doorstep of your congressman. Whether they voting for or against it, I don't care. Kill them with paper. Kill them with paper. That's what I say. You can't fire. That's what I'm talking about. We're talking about 800,000 workers. And then here's how that shit trickles down. And I know y'all know this, but just for the record, here's how that type of shit trickles down. Think about it. In this area, business owners are talking about how their business has dropped off because people don't have no disposable income. So those after-hour drinks, those happy hour situations, nobody's doing any of that. Why? They ain't got no money. Hairdressers, nail salons, stuff that people do that's extra. I had a girlfriend who was on Facebook talking about this is the time of year that she pays for her kids to go to summer camp. Guess what? Not only she don't have the money to pay for them to go to summer camp. So if she doesn't get the money soon and she can't register her kids for some kind of summer camp, what happens 4 months from now when they get out of school, 5 months from now, and she don't have nothing for them to do all summer? Why? Because she ain't had the money in January and February to pay for camp. Anybody that got kids, y'all know. This is the time of year that you start paying for all of that stuff. What about kids? I know both of my parents worked for the federal government. So growing up, there were a couple of times when we had shutdowns, never for this long. But I can only imagine both of my parents missing their paycheck. Hell, I'm going to be real with y'all. I went to private school. What that mean? I can't go to school now? Because my parents couldn't make the tuition payment? I mean, I don't know my parents' finances. I don't know whether we was paycheck to paycheck. I don't know what their situation was, but I promise you 2 paychecks out of a household, I know that would hurt. I know that would hurt. So, y'all, I live in this area and the shutdown is real. I mean, it's real for everybody, but definitely in this area, I have my best friend has 5 kids and she works for the federal government and she's furloughed right now. Her husband works, but I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. She makes more money than him. They don't look at this, so, you know. But, and I ain't saying no names, but she does look at this, so I shouldn't have said that. Oops. But, I mean, I'm just keeping it real, though. But with 5 kids, I don't give a fuck who makes more money than who. It's a 2-parent income it's a 2-income house for a reason. 5 kids is 5 kids. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot. I could say stop going to work and watch them come to resolution real quick, because those airports are... Yo, I wouldn't even want to fly right now. I wouldn't even want to fly right now. Half the TSA workers are not showing up, and the ones that do show up don't give a fuck. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. Let's be clear. TSA, they're not making no billions of dollars to begin with. You know? So is the traffic, you know what, I'm going to be honest with you, my commute to work is a whole lot easier, but, I don't take no solace in that. I don't take no solace in the fact that the traffic is lighter, because that means that people are not going to work. You know what I'm saying? But I can definitely tell the difference in the traffic pattern, except for Tuesday. We had snow here this weekend, and Monday was a snow day. I'm an educator. So Monday school was closed, and then Tuesday we had a 2-hour delay, and traffic was backed up. I said, where the fuck are these people going? Hey, Abby, how you doing, girl? I was like, where are these people going? It's a 2-hour delay. But to be honest with you guys, though, no, it definitely has been a lighter commute. But like I said, I don't take no solace in that. It's a lighter commute because people ain't going to work. I don't know. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I think they need to they need to inundate them with paper. All y'all bills, mortgage payment, car note, insurance, kids, daycare, grocery bill, whatever. I would bloop, 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 right on through. Just slide it on through. Just slide it on through. The good thing, though, is there are a lot of places that are... there are a lot of food banks. There are a lot of companies. Like I know here, the water company just announced that they won't be cutting anybody's water off for non-payment. I read about an electric company said the same thing. The mayor down in Florida said that he wasn't allowing them to shut off anybody's, I think it might have been water too, any federal workers for non-payment. So there are a lot of places that are providing a lot of services. But you know what? There were pictures of people standing in line crying. Do you know how that must feel? You know what I'm saying? To have to stand in line. And the line Last week at a local grocery store, they had a food bank and they were giving away groceries. And the line was down the street. The line was down the street. I'm telling you, because we had a snowstorm. What's the first thing people do? When they predict snow, what's the first thing people do? Run to the grocery store. So they're predicting snow. You don't have no money to buy groceries for your family. Honey, it's real. Yeah, I know you ain't me. Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy situation. It is a crazy situation. So anyway, that's that bullshit. We're not doing no whole R. Kelly conversation again, but what I will say is, I'm going to switch gears a little bit. I saw a little snippet today. You remember, if you watched the R. Kelly documentary, you remember the young lady who was able to rescue her daughter, Dominique. And I always wondered the follow-up. Like, I'm glad they didn't show her after the fact, but I really was curious from her mom how she's adjusting and what's happening. And there was a little bit of an update. I hope he going to jail. It looked like some stuff might be breaking, y'all. It looked like it might be, because Nixon, nobody thought Nixon was going to get impeached until Nixon got resigned. But anyway, I'm a history person, so don't get me started on Watergate. I could do that for a whole hour. But Dominique's mom did like a little bit of an update, and she said that Dominique was home. She was home. She'd been home for like 3 days, and she said she was very nervous around men, very antsy when they went out in public, very nervous. She said, but she had been doing some things around the house, and she was starting to see glimpses of her daughter, coming back to her. And she said, then R. Kelly came to Chicago. And she said, that Dominique told her mom, she said, yeah, she's definitely got PTSD. She said, he wants to see me. And her mother was like, for what? What is it that he wants to see you for? And Dominique went to go see him. And her mother said when she got home, she said she hadn't heard from Dominique. Dominique wouldn't respond to any of her texts. She said when she got home that night, Dominique didn't come home. Now, the update to the update is that the Dominique did eventually come back home. She said she had been home. She said, Dominique had only been home for 3 days and he came back and got her. But the good news is not only did Dominique go back to her mom, but she came back on her own. So that's good news, but these young ladies, to get her back under, right. These young ladies are definitely Stockholm syndrome, battered woman syndrome, whatever, a lot of those apply. And it's just the PTSD is real. I think that Dominique needs to be put into a full-time treatment facility for a while, not to keep her. And I don't know if that would work, because maybe she would feel like she's a prisoner again, but only because I just feel like she needs that much of an intensive therapy situation. I just don't know if idle time is in her best interest right now. Do y'all know what I'm saying? And she has broken from the influence. You could see it. I mean, if you watch that documentary, that girl was broken. And the fact that he tried to turn her into a man, a dude, like he had her real, like, dommed up. You know what I'm saying? It was just, what do you think about the pimp theory? People saying he might be pimping his girls out. Now, let me say this to you. And a friend of mine said this. I have a really good friend. Are you guys familiar with Donald Goines or Iceberg Slim? If you're not familiar with those two authors, go get a couple of their books. And I'm gonna tell you, the first book you should read by Donald Goines is Whoreson, and the first book you should read by Iceberg Slim is The Pimp. It's called The Pimp. And what it does, the book, because Iceberg Slim he was actually a pimp in the 70s. Donald Goines, the same thing. And these people are actually breaking down the theory and how you break a woman and how you turn this woman into a prostitute and what it is you do to get a woman to go out here and sell themselves and bring you their money and let you beat them and let you treat them like shit, right? It's real. People can keep talking about blaming the parents and blaming this and blaming that, But yo, it's real. So do I think that, and and what my friend was saying, me and him were talking, and what he was saying was R. Kelly is using that same playbook. Now, whether he's actually pimping those girls out, I don't know. Do I think that there's probably been group sex? Yes. Do I think that those girls have had sex with him and other men? Probably. Do I think that he's doing it for money? I don't. I think he's sick that way. I think he's doing it for his own personal gratification, his own pleasure. I don't think it's for money. Do I think that he's using that pimp playbook to break these women? Absolutely. Absolutely, I do. Yeah, see, that's Lil Baby said, I think he might be sharing those girls, but yeah, pimps do. Yeah, she said Ebony. She agreed with Ebony. I don't know if he's pimping them out because he's too narcissistic to share. See, that's the thing. I think that if a group situation is part of his sexual fantasy in that moment, then I think he creates that situation. Do I think that he's doing it for money? I don't. I don't think there's money involved, but I do believe that, and I could be wrong because hell, what do I know? But because I'm with you, Ebony, I think that he's such a narcissist that I just think it's for his own gratification. If he wants to see two women together, then he gets his yes man, go get so-and-so, tell him to come here. If his interest is in seeing a group scene, I just think that he indulges his sexual fantasies with these women, whatever those fantasies are. And he's sick. He is sick. Yeah, get her in there now so she can come back to being around men. Yeah, I just think that she needs to be in some sort of intensive therapy. She definitely has PTSD. She's definitely dealing with Stockholm Syndrome. All of these girls have Stockholm Syndrome. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look it up, Google it. It's a legit situation where someone who's been kidnapped and held captive starts to have feelings and an alliance with their captors. They start having a loyalty to their captors. And when you add in the fact that these girls were naive, I'm not going to say young, because even the older women were naive. Anytime, see, women have, men do too, but in my opinion, to a lesser degree. Women have this, Captain Save-A-Hole mentality. Women could see a man beat his girlfriend from one end of the street to the other, but their mentality will be, but he wouldn't do it to me. Why do you think he won't do it to you? So when all these women, these grown women, I ain't talking about the children, I'm talking about these grown women, the 33-year-old and the 40-year-old who had her own house and all that other stuff, they started dating R. Kelly, even hearing what they heard and knowing what they knew, because their mentality was telling them he wouldn't do that to me until it was them. You notice that the older women didn't stay as long. They were there. They got caught up, but you notice they didn't stay as long as these younger girls. But they got caught up, right? I'm trying to, okay. Yeah, it's a pimp thing. He absolutely is, y'all. And I'm telling you, if you're not familiar with who I'm talking about, Iceberg Slim or Donald Goines, I'm telling y'all, go download it on your Kindle or go to the library and go pick him up. Read Pimp and read Whore's Son. Donald Goines got a million books, but I'm telling you, to me, one of my favorite Donald Goines book is Whore's Son. It's been a long time since I've read a bunch of I've read all of his books. It's been a while since I've reread it. I think I might reread Pimp. But I'm telling you, it's the playbook, and it's the playbook. Yeah, Ebony, we got that fixed. We got that fix the flat mentality. We think we can fix it, honey. We meet these men that are damaged. And I mean, I'm guilty. I ain't guilty on that level, but I'm guilty of thinking I can fix somebody, and I can help somebody, and I can save somebody, honey. You can't say nobody that don't want to be saved. Now, R. Kelly ass don't want to be saved, allegedly. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because I saw that today on YouTube. It's a little clip. Lifetime keeps giving these little updates, with so much news breaking. It looks like today, finally, R. Kelly's record label finally dropped him. And it was probably anyway, I ain't gonna go down that road. Money is money, sure. Money talks, bullshit walks. They knew all about what R. Kelly was doing, the rumors and everything. They ain't break that relationship until they had to because he was making too much money for them. Because remember, even though R. Kelly has not been commercially successful in the last, maybe 6 or 7 years on his own. Remember how much he produces for other people and writes for other people. He is still making the money, and his catalog is still making the money. Because remember, people were making a big deal about R. Kelly's streams going up. Well, R. Kelly ain't making no money off that shit. Remember, he don't own none of his early music. Remember that. Remember, he wrote in his song, I Confess, he talked about how he got cheated out of his earlier catalog because he ain't know how to read the goddamn contracts. Anyway. So does it mean the girls grow to like what's happening to them? I'm not going to say they grow to like it. I'm going to say they grow to accept it and feel like they see it as love. I mean, look, think about a prostitute. And again, I'm not saying that all prostitutes fall into this category. But think about it from that point of view of a prostitute where they think that this man loves them. They think that the pimp really loves them and he's looking out for them and he's taking care of them. And that's why they don't have no problem taking. They say, you talk to a prostitute and you be like, well, why are you giving this man all your money? Because he takes care of me. He protects me. I don't know. I'm not going to say whether they like it or not, but it's that mentality of he saved me, he's taking care of me, he loves me, it's that mentality, and that's a hard thing to fight. And I think that for some of the girls, they in so deep. I think some of the girls are embarrassed, are afraid. Remember, he is mentally and physically allegedly mentally and physically abusing these women. Look at women who stay in battered relationships for the extended period of time that they stay in those relationships. So it's a lot, it's a lot, NBC is doing another special, honey. I don't know if there's anything more they can say. What else they gonna say? Oh, an intern came forth and said that he was doing the same thing. So that's why Sony dropped him, honey. Yeah, I think R. Kelly, there is something there because, I don't know, R. Kelly hating women. He definitely, he hates women. I think he does. He clearly doesn't respect women. He clearly doesn't see women as equals. He clearly sees them as somebody to control. Honey, that's all the energy I'm giving R. Kelly tonight. What y'all think about Wendy Williams, y'all? What y'all think about that? I am not a Wendy Williams fan. So let me be honest and upfront. Sorry, y'all. I'm not a Wendy Williams fan. I've never really been a big fan. I remember her on the radio years and years and years ago. A lot of people didn't really know Wendy Williams until she did that infamous interview with Whitney Houston and had Whitney Houston on the phone talking crazy and shit. I ain't mad at her hustle. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at her hustle, but she's just not my kind of thing, right? But of course, we know the whole thing with her show right now is on hiatus. Her husband allegedly having a baby with his mistress. Supposedly they're getting divorced, and now she's in the hospital, and the show is indefinitely on hiatus. What y'all think? Y'all think it's like a chickens coming home to roost kind of situation, or y'all feel bad for her? I feel bad for her either way. Nobody wants to be embarrassed and humiliated. And when you love, you love hard. But what y'all think about it? Hey, Mimi, how you doing, girl? She hiding, trying to wait for the personal crisis to blow over instead of just owning her tea. Because my thing is, you quick for putting everybody else shit out there. You quick for telling everybody else what they need to do, and they just need to own up to it, and they need to claim it, and they need to just embrace it, and da-da-da-da-da. You real quick about that. But ain't nobody seen you since before Christmas, boo. What's good? And that's my biggest beef with, I ain't gonna say my only beef, but that's my biggest beef with people like her, Wendy Williams, and people like Wendy Williams, is you quick to throw everybody else's tea out there and make a mockery of it and make a joke out of everybody else. But there's a perfect opportunity right now for you to stand in your shit. Now, I understand that everything can't be talked about. God darn. I understand that everything can't be talked about and things can't be shared and that kind of stuff. Like, I get all of that. But, come out, say your little piece and keep on moving with your show, girl. Let me tell you something. Look, I ain't no Beyonce fan, but what Beyonce say? The best revenge is your paper, honey. You gonna let this man fuck up your money? You gonna let him fuck up your show, honey? I wish I would. I think Wendy is sad. She probably fell off the wagon. No way. You know what? No way she's at home watching the show go downhill and not rushing back to save it. He would respect her much more if she had come back and made herself the hot topic. You know, this is what I'm saying about that. I agree with both of those statements. I think, and again, I don't know nothing to be certain. So let me say that. I would not be surprised to find out she fell off the wagon. I wouldn't be surprised. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't think she was necessarily sober all these years either, to be honest. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I think it was more than a little bit of tea in them cups, you know what I'm saying? But I get it that it's hard. I get it that it's heartbreaking. I get that. And I'm not saying it would be easy, but yeah, I would have just came out on January 2nd or whatever, did me a little monologue, and then I would have just asked for privacy. I would have said, you know, I know y'all seen the headlines, and, you know, I always talk about everybody else, but I'm the topic of discussion. You know, there's a little trouble in paradise, but, you know, we're going to keep it moving. And I probably would have just kept it going. And then when you're ready to talk about it, do your own expose. When you're ready to talk about it, put your own self out there. You know, tell your own story. You have the platform. But it just seems like she's just hiding her head. I don't know. And like I said, I'm not the biggest Wendy Williams fan, so it is what it is as far as I'm concerned. You know, I hate it for you. You know, I don't ever want to see nobody get knocked down like that. But girl, you better dust them knees off and keep it moving and be like, F you and keep it moving. But if y'all remember, Charlamagne tha God, who I'm not a big fan of him either, but remember he worked for Wendy Williams and he got fired from Wendy Williams. And he actually said that was the best thing that ever happened to him was getting fired. But I saw him in an interview one time, and I can't remember if it was is a BET show called Unfiltered or Undefeated or something like that. I can't remember if it was that show or if it was something else. But he said then that Wendy Williams' problem is her husband. And he said that. He said, me and Wendy Williams never had a problem. He said, my problem was with her husband. And that's how our situation went downhill. He said, if you talk to anybody that's worked with Wendy Williams, they will tell you she's not the problem. Her husband is. So I don't know what he meant by that. I ain't reading between no lines. He just said what he said. But he did say that Kevin going back, and that was years ago. He worked for Wendy Williams years ago, back when she was just doing radio in New York. But he said then he said Kevin is her problem. So clearly these things have been out there for a while, y'all, about Wendy Williams and her husband and whatever. So it's like the Monique situation. I think so. I think it might be, Ebony, because that's what Charlamagne tha God said. Like I said, I can't remember what interview it is. If I could remember what interview, I would tell y'all where to go look for it. But I think it was when he came out with his book, like the year before, whatever that book was he came out with the year before last. It was when he came out with his book and he was doing his little press junket. And I really think it was BET. But he said it then. He said, you know, getting fired was the best thing that ever happened to me. And then the follow-up question basically was, well, are you and Wendy Williams cool? And he was like, oh, we cool. He said, me and her was never the problem. And that's when he said that. So if that man beat her up in the radio days, I bet he still beats her. I'm sure she needs something to get through those years with him. I don't know nothing about no physical abuse. Me know nothing about it, but I've heard rumors. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And you're right. Again, going back to what we were just saying, when you're dealing with a battered woman, you can't think with a rational mind. Battered women they're not thinking rationally. They're thinking emotionally. They're thinking on fear. They're thinking over control. One of the things is about having self-esteem. And if you look at all of those surgeries that she's had to enhance herself, all of that goes back to self-esteem and not liking what you see in the mirror. I don't care what nobody say. And I can speak for myself. If I had a bunch of disposable income, I ain't gonna say there aren't some surgeries that I would have, because when I look in the mirror, I don't like what I see. That don't mean I don't love me. I love me. And I think I'm a sexy motherfucker. But do I think that there's some things that I would improve? Absolutely, there's some things I would do. But when you see somebody keep going back, and getting all these surgeries over and over and over again, that's a self-esteem issue. I don't like what I see when I look in the mirror. And when you look at Wendy Williams and you look at all that daggone surgery she's had and all that work she's had done, I don't like what I see when I look in the mirror. That's my 2 cents. It's whatever. Hey Simone, how you doing, Simone Moore? How you doing, girl? Okay, so let me ask y'all this then. Let's switch subjects. All right. I got 2 more things I want to talk about then. I'm going to go ahead and log off because I got to upload. I got 2 more videos. I got 2 videos to upload and RuPaul getting ready to come on. And I got 2 more shows to review. And I might be going out tonight. So I got a lot of shit to do. But anyway, you know, Lady V, that is true. She was really going on Monique. But you know what? Isn't it always easier for people to see it in other people and not see it in themselves? Don't people see it all the time? Don't they? The people that always want to give you advice, you be like, but your situation fucked up. How you giving me advice? Oh, those always be the ones that always got something to say? I know at least for me it seemed like that. What y'all think about John Gray? First of all, let me ask y'all this. Do you think he was wrong for buying that car for his wife? Do you think he cheated on his wife? And do you think he has an illegitimate child? Now, she said he dumb. Well, there's that. Simone says, I'm so happy to see you live. Hey, girl. Well, thank you. How do you like that curveball, RuPaul? That girl, I'm telling you, I love it. That's why I can't wait for the show to come on tonight so I can see how this thing plays out. Because you saw my review. Know how hurt I was about Latrice Royale, but I was hoping they would do the return thing. They usually do, but because they hadn't said anything about it this year, usually they like they'll tell the person, well, wait a minute, you're not gone yet. They kind of give you hints. They didn't do any of that. And I don't look at the spoilers because I don't want to know. I want to be fresh when I look at it. I don't look at the videos that talk about the spoilers and stuff like that. And if I hear people talking about it, I'll click out of the video or something like that because I really don't want to know. So I can't wait to see tonight. Excuse me, all the queens come back and see how this thing plays out, honey. But I'm gonna tell you what, I'm ready for Valentina ass to go home. I tell you that. Fraud. He cheated and bought the Lamborghini, bought the car for his wife for forgiveness. All right, so I'm going to go through my 3 questions. First one, do I think he was wrong for buying that car? I don't think he used the church money to buy it, so I don't give a damn what he do for his wife. If he want to buy his wife, hell, Offset did it for Cardi. He bought her ass that $500,000 damn Lamborghini sports car for cheating. And Cardi ass ain't even got no damn driver's license and he keep buying her these cars. She can't even drive them legally. But John Gray was on Oprah. John Gray had his own reality show on the OWN network. John Gray has become a celebrity pastor. So I think that he's making more than enough money outside of the church's money that I don't think he used the church money to buy that woman that car. Now, did he buy it as an apology gift for cheating on her? Maybe. I know he always talks about how he loved her when he was still a boy and he made her, she made him a man and she made him grow to be the man that he is. And something he said, did y'all watch T.I. and Tiny? Friends and Family Hustle, the show that they did a couple of months back. And there was a scene where John Gray and Tiny was there. And it sounded like John Gray was excusing Tip's infidelity. Now, I could be wrong, but how I interpreted it was basically men are like babies and you women have to love us like babies. And when we make a mistake, you know, you tap us on the hand, but you love us like a mother. I don't want to marry a child, and I don't want to marry somebody I got to raise, you know, but that's how it came off to me. And I could be wrong. I can't stand Valentina, honey. I can't stand Valentina either. She is delusional. John Gray is a fraud in my eyes. If that's how you feel, if that's how you treat your rib, I will pass. Right. Right. I mean, you know, Kevin Hart calls his wife his rib, but hell, he cheated on her when she was pregnant. So if that's how, like, I don't want no cute pet names. I don't want none of that lovey-dovey stuff if it ain't manifesting itself in how you treat me. Like, you can call me your rib all day long, but then you cheat on me when I'm pregnant. Dude, don't call me your rib. Don't do that then. Don't do that, because that's clearly a lie. That's clearly a lie. So that's how I feel about the whole car thing. I don't think he used church money. I think he's making more than enough money out here hustling for Jesus. That's what I call them pastors out there. I think he's making more than enough money hustling for Jesus. But at the same time, if it was an apology gift, my problem is, don't stand in front of me every Sunday preaching this, and that, and don't let me know, and don't be what's the word I'm looking for? Don't be clairvoyant about your transgressions. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? I understand that pastors are people and they are not perfect people, and I get it. But at the same time, don't keep telling me, like, he doing. Did y'all see Michelle and Michelle Loves Chad, and he was couples counseling them? No, so you can't couple counsel me and you cheating on your wife, and you can't do that. Now, do I think he cheated on his wife? I think it's a possibility that he did. I don't know. They say it's receipts and everything else. I haven't clicked on every single little video to find out every little thing that's being said. I don't know. But I truly believe what's done in the dark will come to light, because he's too high profile. He's too high profile. And he made a whole big thing this Sunday at his church saying that that's not his wife. I mean, that he doesn't have any illegitimate children, and that these are the only kids he have, and he brought his kids up on stage and everything. So if there is a woman walking around Georgia with his baby, trust and believe it'll come to light. What's done in the dark will come to light. Like I said, I just feel like I just have a problem with the people who want to tell me how to live my life and they not practicing it. And again, people make mistakes, people fall down, but then I think you owe it to your congregation to tell them that and to come clean with them, because you have these people following you, and you need to let them know, look, I am human and I made a mistake, and I hope that you will love me through it like my wife is loving me through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't judge his wife for staying. That's her business. That's their business. But I just think that when you are leading a church, I do think that I feel like you should let your church know what's going on. That's my 2 cents. If I'm giving you money, if I'm tithing to you every Sunday, I just think I just need to know. That's my 2 cents. And I know ain't nobody perfect, but let me know. I've gone to church before with pastors where I knew the pastor cheated on his wife. I mean, I knew what happened going in, and I could make a decision about what I wanted to do and where I wanted to tithe my money. What y'all saying here? Okay. What serial cheater say? Yeah, Kevin Hart made jokes about his cheating on his pregnant wife. Yeah, he put it in his act. I'd have been like, too soon, bruh. Too soon. Like, I forgave you, but don't make me part of your act. Too soon, bruh. I need a husband who's going to be loyal to me, like he is his best homeboy. I need bros over hoes kind of love. I know that's right. I need a bros over hoes kind of love. You better tell them. I hate they don't accountability. It's always the devil made me do it, and I'm under spiritual attack. It's called, no, you ain't under no, you right, thank you. It ain't, you ain't under no spiritual attack. Here's the thing. The devil is always busy. Now, let me be clear. Now, I ain't about to preach, but let's be clear. If you believe in God and all that, everything, because I don't judge nobody that have their own spiritual beliefs. But The devil is always busy, and the devil don't go after the people he already got. So let's keep it clear. The devil doesn't mess with the drug dealers and the people that's out here fornicating and the people. He don't mess with them. He already got them on his team. The devil is the first person in church every Sunday. And guess who he always coming after? He always gonna come after the head because he knows that with the head, the rest will fall. But that is where you do have to stay strong. Let me tell you something. I don't buy into this whole mindset that a man can't control his dick. I'm sorry. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And I don't care if the woman is throwing it in front of you and all that other stuff. You see that stuff coming a mile away, like on Greenleaf. And I know that's a TV show, but let's just talk about that. You saw that coming a mile away. You was so flattered, and she hit your ego right where you needed her to hit your ego that you went right on down the road with it until it got you so caught up. You lost your wife, you lost your church, you damn near lost your life messing with this woman who you knew off the break was no good. See what I'm saying? People put themselves in bad situations and they don't get out of it. Take the sex out of it. If you walk, I know I've done it. Walk into a situation, you see what's going on around you, and you know it's not a good situation. You got a choice. You stay or you leave. If you choose to stay in that bad situation and something bad happens to you in that situation, guess what? You stayed when you had the warning to leave. Same thing when a woman or a man, because it ain't always the woman or a man, throw himself at you and you allow yourself to give into that temptation. You saw it coming. You ain't just trip and fall into some dick. Oh, no. You saw it coming. You know what I mean? Anyway, let me see what y'all talking about. He wasn't going to talk until he was going to be exposed. Your wife promised God she would stay through thick and thin. I didn't. Calvin Alexander, hey. Nah, Ninja, you know what you have a wayward. There you go. Eggplant, you sure do. You sure do. Little baby said they can so much so he knew to call his mistress and tell her what not to do. Sounds like a conscious. Well, cheating is a choice. It is. It is. And let me tell y'all something. I ain't no angel, right? But every bad decision I made, I knew I was making a bad decision. I'm not perfect, but I can say that I allowed myself to be around people that I knew meant me no good and made bad decisions. I could say that I was around people who I knew probably made bad decisions, and as it related to that, I made bad decisions with them. But for me to just act like I'm so innocent and that, well, they made me do it. No, ain't nobody make me do nothing. I mean, I could take that all the way back to high school and bring it all the way up to where I am now. When I was in high school making bad decisions, I knew I was making bad decisions. When the decision was being made, I knew it was a bad decision. But anyway, he said he was a virgin until the age of 38 when he married. Who said that? John Gray said that. John Gray said he was a virgin until 38 when he married his wife. You believe that? I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell your ass. Honey, I don't believe that. I don't. I mean, there's no way to prove or disprove it, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Yes, he did. Oh, Lord. Hey, Diva Law. How you doing, girl? No. I don't believe that shit. Now, it might be true, but I don't believe that John Gray was no damn virgin until 38. That I don't believe. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. It ain't nothing you could say. There's nothing you can say to me to make me believe that. There is nothing. There's nothing to make me believe that man was a virgin until he was 38. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. The lies he tells. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way I believe that one, honey. No. 38. So him and his wife only been married a few years because they have. I didn't realize that. See, I don't follow him like that. Like, as far as I'm concerned, John Gray just blew up a few years ago, and I started seeing him on Oprah and all this other stuff. And I would see him on different things here and there, but I didn't watch his reality show because that just ain't my thing. But I saw him on other shows, and I remember him being on Oprah and stuff like that, or with Oprah or whatever. So I saw, but I don't follow him like that. Like, I don't know his history, but 30. He was like a Christian comedian before becoming a preacher. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, okay. But even then, I still don't believe he was no. Matter of fact, that's all the more reason for me to believe that he was not a virgin. Because, I mean, he was out there on the road, going from church to church, and them little church mamas was coming up to you, and they was probably, oh, he's so cute. Look at him. He's so thick. Oh, look at them. Oh, I'm going to feed him. Oh, let me invite him over to my house for dinner. That's all the more reason for me to not believe that his ass was no virgin. Honey, his ass, no. He was going from kitchen to kitchen and bed to bed. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And like I said, there is nothing you could say to me to make me believe it. Not a daggone thing. Not a thing. Not a thing. But anyway. But we'll see. Like I said, what's done in the dark come to light. One thing you can't hide is a baby. And these days with DNA and everything else, the mama ain't even got to tell him she going to test his DNA, honey. All she got to do is show up at church and pick up a Bible he done touched or a rag that got his sweat on it, and she can go get that baby tested and have all the proof she needs. So trust and believe, if there is a baby floating around with his name, with his DNA, that ain't from his wife, it'll come out. It'll come out one way or the other. It'll come out. And this is the other thing I believe too. Where there's smoke, there's fire. So now all of a sudden we hearing all these different stories about this infidelity and him having a baby and this happened and that happened. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Now I don't know where the fire coming from. I don't know who's starting the fire. I don't know where the smoke coming from. But somewhere, somehow, some way, where there's smoke. Anyway, last but not least, y'all, I said I was going to talk about the Super Bowl, but I don't really, I was just going to ask y'all how y'all felt about Gladys Knight singing the national anthem, but I don't really care. And I think Auntie Gladys told all y'all to kiss her ass that she was taking that check and she was going to sing, "Oh, Say Can You See?" And she was going to give it to them for about a good 5 minutes and take her check and go to hell home. And she said that Colin Kaepernick and anybody else, they could kiss her ass because she been on the front lines for longer than they've been alive. And I said, well, I guess she told y'all. The mistress was married also. Well, that might be a incentive for her not to say a whole lot. If she got her own household she's taking care of. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But that's just my 2 cents on the whole Super Bowl thing. And then Maroon 5, and it's supposed to be Big Boy and Travis Scott. I don't care. I love Big Boy, but I don't care about Maroon 5 or Travis Scott. I like Maroon 5, some of their music, but I don't care. I don't care. All right, last but not least, Celebrity Big Brother. Now, I love Big Brother. At one point in time, I actually wanted to go on Big Brother because I thought I could win Big Brother. I thought, if you watch Big Brother, you know what I'm talking about. I thought I had a pretty good Big Brother type game. I could do the social thing. My only problem is the competitions. I couldn't be real physical. But she said, I don't care. I'm only there for the commercials. I mean, I like football, but at the end of the day, I don't care who. I think the last halftime performance I really watched and gave a damn about might have been Prince's when he did it. I'm not a Beyonce fan, so I didn't care about Beyonce. Bruno Mars was good. He surprised me. I wasn't looking forward to Bruno Mars's performance, but then when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, he gave it to him. I did enjoy Bruno Mars's performance. But honestly, I really think that might be the last one I really was like, yes, might have been Prince. I don't care. Hell, I still remember seeing Janet's boob. I still remember. We were like, what is that? And that was like when DVRs and stuff was first coming out, and the place where I was watching the Super Bowl show had a DVR. We kept rewinding it like, yeah, no, yeah. Is that her? Oh, okay. Like we kept going back and forth. Anyway, I think we were like behind by 15, 20 minutes. We had to fast forward to get to the rest of the game because we were so caught up like trying to figure out did we see her nipple? What was that? So Celebrity Big Brother. Okay, so look, I'm here for it. They announced the cast. It starts on Sunday or Monday. They announced the cast, and I was actually surprised at some of the names because whenever they do these celebrity shows, they usually be like a bunch of has-beens, and you'll be like, okay, it's people you know, it's people you cool with, but it ain't really no people that's gonna make you be like, oh shit. But there's actually a few people on this show that I'm kind of interested to see how they're gonna play this game. Mainly being, okay, so I'm gonna start at the bottom and work my way up. So we have Anthony Scaramucci, who is hilarious and a fool and a mess and a Trump supporter and worked for Trump for like all of 14 days before his mouth got him in trouble. But he's a character. If you've seen him on talk shows and stuff like that, he's a character. He's a mess. Dana Lohan, don't care nothing about her. That's that's Lindsay Lohan mama. We don't care about her. Ryan, what's his name? Loki Loach from Destroying Fake News. Wow, women should have their what? Wow. Okay. Well, we're just going to get rid of you because I don't even know why you're in here. You clearly have a problem. So, okay. 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 So we got rid of his ass. I don't know what that's about. I don't know who that was. Somebody just trolling, but we got him out of here. All right. So we have, remember, he was the dude from the Olympics that tried to say that he got robbed, and then come to find out his ass was just drunk. Lolo Jones, who is an Olympian, and she's one of the few people that can say that they've competed in both the Winter and the Summer Olympics. She was a sprinter in the Summer Olympics, and she did the bobsled in the Winter Olympics, I believe. Tom Green, a comedian, best known as Drew Barrymore's husband, and I think he had testicular cancer at one time. Joey Lawrence, y'all know Joey Lawrence back in the day. If you old like me, you remember Give Me a Break or Blossom, Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams was a star running back in the NFL, but kept getting in trouble because his ass wouldn't stop smoking weed, honey. And come to find out, he had some mental illness, and the weed was more medicinal than anything else. And so it'll be interesting to see how he plays the game. Kato Kaelin, y'all, don't even get me started on no damn Kato Kaelin. But last but not least, the two people that were most intriguing to me are Kandi Burruss and Miss Tamar Braxton. It will be very interesting to see the two of them and how they play the game, y'all. Ebony, I like Big Brother too, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So it starts on either Sunday or Monday, and I will be reviewing it for the channel until they piss me off. If they piss me off and start doing dumb shit, I don't know. Because like I reviewed last season of Big Brother until it got ridiculous, and I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I just can't watch it anymore because it was so ridiculous for me. But I'm going to review it. So we're going to see how that goes. But that was it, y'all. I just wanted to pop in. It's a little after 8, so I'm about to jump on to my RuPaul. I'm getting ready to upload Growing Up Hip Hop. I did it in 2 parts because it was a 2-hour episode. And the review was just running long. So I have like a part 1 and a part 2. And then I'm going to do Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition. And then Made in Staten Island, which I watched it. I was going to review it. Then I said I wasn't going to review it, but now I think I am going to drop a little review. I don't know if I'm going to do it for the whole season, but because it's a little young for me. It's really teenagers, and I just don't know how long I could sit here and review a show with a bunch of teenagers. Hell, the adults that I review get on my nerves, so the kids definitely going to be on my shit list. But we'll see how that goes, y'all. But thank y'all for coming in. Yes, it's okay. Oh, it comes on the same time as the Housewives. Andy isn't happy. Ain't nobody worried about Bravo Andy ass, but it's definitely gonna no, you know what? Simone, that's a good question because she left the network because her husband got fired. And so she left. She didn't leave the network. She left the talk. She left the show to talk. It'll be interesting to see if what's her name? Julie Chen. It'll be interesting to see if Julie Chen is the host because I think Big Brother is like her baby. That's a good question. He gave Kandi Jackhole last Sunday and clowned her black and white outfit. Well, Andy is a little sensitive, little something anyway, so he'll be all right. And Kandi ain't tripping. Y'all know Kandi is about her coin. Kandi ain't tripping. Anyway, so y'all have a great weekend. Thanks for coming in. I believe we're gonna do a podcast on Monday, Martin Luther King birthday. So we might see you guys again live on Monday. But if not, y'all have a great weekend. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.